Hello, champs! Welcome back to our channel Learn for You. As always, here is your study buddy Anshika, and we are going to continue our journey of Scratch. So, till now, we have covered all our blocks, right? So, before moving ahead, let's have a recap of what we did in our previous video. Basically, there we talked about creating our own blocks, right? That how we can create our own blocks using my blocks. Then what are they? They are the custom blocks. And then I showed you the interface of making these blocks. Then we also created a code that was of jumping, right? So now today we are going to create a project. Yes, now it's the time to create a project. Since we are done with all the things, now we will just start coding. So do you have any guesses which project we are going to create today? Today we are going to create the project that is Maze Game, right? You have played it earlier, right? I showed you this in the starting of our playlist when I showed you all the projects. So now let's jump there and play this game once, and then we will start creating this game. So here we are, and let's start playing this. So just find the path and let's see if we can find the path easily. Just try to guess it if you can look for the path. And here we can go like this. Have you found the correct path? Because still I am figuring it out. And yes, this way we can go. So let's start playing. And this is how our Scratchy is going to move. It will go up and here. See, isn't it interesting to play? We can also set a timer, right? So that we can record that in how much time we are playing this game. So when you will be creating this game, it will be quite very interesting. We will add different functionalities to it. So this how, yes. Am I following the correct path? I hope I am following the correct path. Yes, see, and we have almost reached here, right? So our Scratchy has reached. So this is how we are going to create this game. So let's start creating this game. And for that, let's open a blank screen. Okay, so let's take another window. So here we are going to create this game. So the very first we need to upload all the sprites. So the sprites we need are like this one Scratchy, then we will need one apple, okay, and then we will need the maze. So maze you can just download from internet, or either you can just upload them. I'll just provide them with you in the description box. From there also you can just take them, okay. So for now, here we go, and here we have these maze. So from here we can just open them, and we have all our sprites. So first now we are going to arrange them, okay. Let's set the size once. So here the sprite, let's set its size to 10. The size of apple will be 25. And here our maze. Okay, so we need to set the coordinates as well. It will be 0 and 0. Okay. Then we are going to set the coordinates of apple. It should be in the top right. So we will just make it minus 10 and 70. 170. Okay. 170. And then of sprite as 10 and minus 170 because it should be down. Okay. So see, now this is completely set. We will just go in backdrop, and we will also just make this backdrop look more good. So we will draw a square here. Oh, sorry, circle. So we can just put it in center. Okay. And just we will change its color. So make this color light one. You can just choose this per your own. I'll just make it to cream color. And here we are almost done. Okay, so we're done with this, and we can even set the outline. Okay, making it as 10 here and 25 this. Brightness should be 100. So we are done. If it's not showing, so we can just remove it for now. Not even that much important. Okay, so this is how we are going to create this. Just select it and remove it for now because it's not changing. So now we are going to start coding. So the very first coding we are going to do is for our maze. So let's code for maze. But see, we will need different maze, because why? as we will complete one task, we will need another maze. So you can just download them. We can just go here, and again I can just load the sprites from here so that I can have all the maze here. So see, as you can see here, different maze. I'll just take all of them. Okay. So let me select all the ones. We have done with maze 1. So we will just upload all other. Okay. So maze 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay. So for now we will just play with this 10, or you can take more as well if you want to. But 10 will also be sufficient. So let's start coding for maze. Now what is the code we will need for maze? Any guesses? You can just think of what we require basically. So just think of what we actually need for it. Basically, in the game of maze, what we need to pick a random maze, right? From number 1 to 10, we need one maze, and as soon as we will just complete our game, the next maze should come. So let's start coding. We will just go in events block. When green flag is clicked, we will just switch our costume, right? Just switch costume to, and from here we will just go in operators block. We will pick a random number. Okay, pick random number from 1 to 10. Okay, then we will just set our coordinates as go to 0 and 0, because we have set here our coordinates of maze as 0 and 0. So this is how we are going to do. Then later on, what we are going to do, when we receive our next maze, okay, because we need to set this. So message will be our next maze. Okay, next maze. So as soon as we are going to receive our next maze, we need to switch our costume. So we will go here and we will use next costume. So we are done with this maze. Now it's time to code the apple. What we need, we just need to set its size. Okay, so we will just click here. When green flag is clicked, we will set its size as 25%. Set size to 25. Okay, and then we will just set its coordinate as well. Why we set its coordinate here? Because these coordinates can be changed, but when we just set them in code, it just make them fixed. So we are doing here, we'll just set the coordinates as go to x and y. And what are the coordinates of it? -10 and 170. So we are done with this apple also. Now comes the main game, which is of sprite. And for this we need to code a lot. So we will start. What we actually need to do, just understand, we need to move our Scratchy, right? It will move up, down, left and right. And as soon as it will touch this maze, right, so it will just not move ahead. Let's start coding. We will need to just have this pen block as well, because it will draw a red line. Okay, so we will just have this pen block here. Now starting from when green flag clicked, then we will go in our pen blocks. We will set our pen size first thing. We will set our pen size. Then we will make it pen up. Then we will erase all. These are the basic things you need to do. You remember them, right? And then we will set our pen color. What kind of color we want? We want a red color. Okay, let's take this as a red. Okay, and here we will set the pen size as 40. So we are done with this thing. Now we will set the size from here as well as 10%, because what is the size of our Scratchy? 10%, right? So we will set the size as 10%. Now the next thing, we will set its coordinate, and that are going to be go to x and y, which are as 10 and -170. Now we will start drawing the line. Okay, so we will use this pen down. Now we will use the forever loop, because we are going to repeat this task, okay, again and again. Let's take it outside. Yes. Now whatever we want in forever, we will just take first our if block. So go this on if block, and what we are going to choose? We are going to choose key, up arrow key pressed or down arrow key pressed. So here go and just choose this. First we are going to code for our up arrow. Okay, so as it is up arrow. Now when this up arrow key will be pressed, our Scratchy should move upside, right? So we will just go there and we will change our y coordinate by 4. So we will just take this one, change y, and by how much we want to change it? We want to change it by 4. Okay, now as these 4 steps will be moved, we will just switch our costume. That will be our next costume. Now this is the case to move our sprite, right? But there comes one more case, and for that we will use one more if else block. This is the case when this Scratchy will touch the maze. Okay, so let's set this code as well. We are going to set it where we need to just after this next costume. Okay, so now the condition is of touching maze. Okay, so we will just use this block touching maze, and what we are going to set maze. So if by mistake this Scratchy is going to touch our maze, what will happen? We will not move upside. Okay, so we will move downward. So we will just use this block of change y and just take them. We will need these blocks. So we will change y by -4, means in opposite direction it should move, because it is not allowed to move upside, so it will move negative. Or else what do? If it is not touching, then it will just move in the same direction. So we will just use this one, then go here and use the option of pen down, then change this block, and then our pen will be up. So let me just explain you this code once so that you will understand it very well. So here what we have done is, so this will be our -4 and this will be our 4. Okay, so see, basically what we have done is, once up arrow key is pressed, our sprite will move upside. If it is touching the edge, then it will move downward, or else we will just draw the lines. So this is the one we have done. Now we are going to repeat this code for our down arrow key, right? So just duplicate it and place it downside. Okay, so here we are going to place it. Now our key is of down arrow. So just set it as down arrow, and we will make certain changes. If down arrow key is pressed, then it will move downward, right? So it will be -4, negative. Okay, then will be next costume. If it is touching maze, okay, then it is touching maze, then it will be opposite. First it will just move in -4, it will move in 4. Okay, just make it 4 positive, and then this will be also positive, and this opposite will be negative, because we have to do opposite of up arrow key. So this is how we have done. Now what we are going to do, the next thing we are going to do is, we will just make it again duplicate, and that duplicate is going to be of what? This duplicate will be of left arrow key. Okay, so now we are going to code for our left arrow key or right arrow key. So let's use this right arrow key. Now these y coordinates will not be used. What we are going to use? We will use our x coordinates. So we can remove these y blocks. It has been removed. Now we will set for x coordinates. So just go here and select our x coordinate. Change x. We need them, so we can just take them, and later on we will set them. Okay, these are the blocks we will require. So the very first thing, we will change x by 4. Okay, then we will have a next costume. So go here and choose the option of next costume. Done. Then we will use our if block as we did earlier, right? So we will use this if block, and here we will just use the condition of touching maze. Just put this condition here, touching maze. Okay, if this maze is touched, then change x by -4. Okay, so I hope this is very much clear to you now. It is almost similar. And then we will just make our pen down, then change x by if block is done, right? Sorry, we did this wrong, because we need to take our if else block. Okay, so just remember this, you have to take if else block. So put this block here, and in this block we need to put this condition. See how much? Yes, then we will change x by -4. Then in else condition, we are going to use this block. You can just take it from here only. We are going to use this change x. Okay, so where we were here, in else block we have to use change x by this, then pen down condition, then change x, and then pen up. Okay, so don't be confused. Once you will understand this algorithm, it will be quite very much easy for you to code it. So this will be minus 4 minus 1, this will be 4. Same, now we are going to duplicate it and make it for left arrow key. Okay, so here just put it and make this as left arrow. Now what we have to do, we will just do opposite. It will be minus 4. This is going to be our 4. Make it 4 and then it will be like minus 4. And we are almost done with our code, right? So last में what we need to do, we need to just broadcast that next maze. Okay, just go here in control and use this option of broadcast. So broadcast will be available to you here upside next maze. It will broadcast next maze. And we are done with this code here. Okay, so we are done with all this code. So now let's just see how we are going to do it. And we will just set one more thing and you can do it easily, that is for now. So now as we will run this code, so we can just start playing our game. Okay, it's quite very easy. I hope you have understood it. And so this how you can just play the game. So we have today created our very first project. Okay, so I hope this is very much clear to you. You just need to practice it and easily you will also be able to create it. And this how we can just make our spreadsheet run. So I hope it is clear to you. Now let's get back and now we are going to, so now let's get back and we have created finally this maze game. So now we are going to meet in the next video where we will create another project. So till then, stay connected and keep learning. We are going to catch you very soon in our next video. Thank you and bye.